Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're doing reading for sign of Sagittarius, and keep in mind that this does not resonate for every Sagittarius. If you like a personal reading, it's going to be the first link in the description down below. I repeat that. First link in the description down below for a personal reading. You can also find a bunch of other things there in the description. You can find my Etsy shop, which has my tarot and my oracle cards on there. A bunch of things there on my Etsy shop in the description down below. You should definitely go check that out. Go buy something there. I would really appreciate that. You can also find my short story on my website, different social media platforms I'm on, as well as Patreon. All that's in the description down below. If you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. I do appreciate donations here. So Sagittarius, let's see what Spirit has in store for yourself. Number 27 with waxing crescent, number 4 with release, Sagittarius. Number 1 with the dark moon with the void. Look at that. We're releasing here. God dang it. Let's just stay. I don't know. Number 38 with the hunter moon with abundance. Number 40 long night moon darkness in reverse here. We have number 25 with waning crescent, number 2 with resistance. Oh, this goes over here. Number 16, full moon with power. Number 22, waning gibbous, number 6 with wisdom. Number 6, waxing crescent, number 4, self-love. Sagittarius, you are releasing something, and that is out of self-love. You have a lunar god with you as well, Sagittarius, but you're releasing something, and that's out of self-love. You're saying, no, I don't want that in my life anymore. I don't want, whatever this may be, person, place, thing, situation. You're just saying, no, you're releasing it, and you're going down. You are manifesting abundance. You have a lot of power within inside yourself, Sagittarius. You can really manifest with spirits. You can co-create with that. You're co-creating with the lunar god here, and you're manifesting abundance here, Sagittarius. So let's have a look at your cards, because these cards actually have deeper meanings to them, and I feel like reading them today. Your time to rest and reset is here. Release all that does not serve you. Stop resisting. The void is a time of possibility, not just darkness. There's nothing to fear in letting go of negative patterns and habits, so let go of the old. I freely release what I no longer need. While the full moon attractive power, gets all the publicity. The dark moon, which offers infinite possibilities of a clean slate, is just as powerful in its own way. And the dark moon often looks just as a darker piece of the night sky. And in some cultures, the way it appears harkens back to the idea of the void. It's a place of unknowable secrets, a state of everything and nothing, or a place to prepare or rest before moving on. It says to me personally, there's a relieving, restful quality about this darkest moon that allows pondering and decisions about what we can jettison before making fresh plans for the new moon, which is the next day. If you find yourself resisting the dark moon, it's usually a clear sign that you are being stubborn about letting go of something that is old and no longer serving you in a positive way any longer. Often, that is a fear or pattern that was created to protect you in some way. However, now it is outdated. Yet, you are still carrying it out or acting it out. Know that this moon is powerful, but is also incredibly gentle in the way that it helps you unravel what actually is, so you can embrace the fresh new start of tomorrow. Relax, reframe, and think about how much better your life will be without that bad habit, fear, or pattern. Get very clear about the possibilities of this transformation and what it will give you in real terms. This is the power of the dark moon. It is the optimum time in the cycle to release the old and cut the cords of relationship traumas that deserve no time and attention in your present, Sagittarius. So even do some cord cutting if you have to. Number 6. Radical self-love is necessary. Empowerment starts from the inside out. Do not compare yourself to others. Start your change with focus and love of self. Every day, I bring radical self-love to body, mind, and spirit. Sometimes we feel that we are not enough. Sometimes we are even told we are not enough by our own voice, the voice of others in our culture. Not smart enough, not pretty enough, not powerful enough, not talented enough, not good at what we choose to do. not ambitious enough, not experienced enough, not curvy enough, not thin enough, and the list goes on here. And as a result, all of this makes us not love ourselves enough. Then there is the opposite, that we are too something. Too tall, too short, too fat, or too thin. And it goes on more and more again. Is it any wonder that many of us feel such self-loathing or dissatisfaction with the self? It says, please just stop, put your blinkers on, breathe, be with yourself, do rituals, speak to the goddess, or whatever floats your boat, and ask for help. Yes, indeed, listen to any or all of the crazy misdemeanors that your mind may throw at you. Then hug these untruths like a crying puppy, and soothe the reasons that they are there. Know that you are doing your best you can right now, and that you are not your past, and you can soothe yourself. Most importantly, you can move on. Know that this comparison craziness is just a diversion from knowing yourself really well and discovering amazing, delicious aspects of yourself that are entirely satisfying. Focus on you, not others, and discover where you really might like change, if anywhere or anything, for your own personal benefit, not for outward measure of enoughness. True power and happiness comes from the inside out, like an unfurling spiral. Woe is the person who relies on the opinions of others to gain happiness and self-measure. Choose radical self-love. Choose you. So I think we have number 16 as the next one. Step into your true power, shine brightly. Do not hide who and what you are. The time is right to attract big things for yourself. Ancestral spirits is important. Open your mind to larger possibilities. Big magic can be wrought. It says, I have power, it is real. Go outside on a clear night and look up. Hopefully you'll see the stars a-twinkling. If you really are lucky enough, you might see the swirling Milky Way spilling across the darkness. And then, there she is, the big full moon. Unmistakable in her glory and power. She moves the earth itself, stabilizes it into orbit. She releases and pulls the seas. She is the object of devotion, the inspiration of poems, and the realm of the goddess. And she has witnessed the very first of us rise up on 2 legs and venerate her. Generation after generation, we have stood barefoot under the same moon, wishing, setting intentions, dancing, and drawing her graceful power. You are made of a very swirling matter that is the stuff of stars. You are pure possibility, changing constantly, renewing and transforming. Take this moment to recognize that power and rejoice in it, for your next step is the precursor to your future self. Okay, number 16, we have number 22. Wisdom is more than mere knowledge. There may be something you aren't seeing and need to do research more thoroughly. Wisdom is gathered, but it takes time. Learn from your experience. You may wish to ask the opinion of a wise mentor if you're uncertain. It says, I use my knowledge and experience to make wise decisions. It's often said that the body has its own innate wisdom. If healthy, it just knows what to do, and does what it needs to keep us alive and moving without thinking too much about it. Most of the time, we aren't aware of trying to keep our heart beating or of breathing when we are asleep. Similarly, we have this innate reasoning system, intuition, that allows us to get answers or receive information without conscious thinking. It is just that feeling or hunch of information or insight that is just there. Some people believe that this is the wisdom we receive from the gods, the very spark of the divine voice that is left within us. This is a very old kind of wisdom that sits in a very old part of the brain. Then there's the gathering of knowledge and experience and what we discern and learn from this. If the result has acuity, it is successful in the real world and good in the sense and perception. It's most probably wise. The getting of wisdom takes time usually, and we can be impatient for it. We might cut corners and not see the role we take in our own poor decision-making. To me, as modern people, we have millennia of wisdom to assist us. Human history has some very wise people starring in it, and some not so wise. So we have plenty of examples from which to learn. Gathering wise people around us, in fact, one of the wisest things anyone can do. We cannot always know it all, and a wise mentor or friend cannot only save us from a poor decision, but also demonstrate how to be wise when we aren't quite there yet. Familiarize yourself with how resistance manifests for you. The overt and the covert. If you continue to have doors slammed in your face, turn around, there will normally be an open door. Procrastination is just another kind of fear. Move forward with confidence and persistence. It says, I flow through resistance and I am in control. It says there are two kinds of resistance. The first type we encounter when we keep getting obstacles placed in our way or our way is blocked. For example, we try to get a particular job or in a particular field, but no matter what we do, it doesn't happen. This is external or overt resistance. Covert resistance, which occurs when we really want to do something or complete something but feel resistance not to. It's somewhat sneakier. All forms of procrastination fit in there. Writer's block being a classic example. When we want to do something but get distracted and don't do it, or we just can't seem to engage our will enough, that is covert resistance. When we want to get rid of an old habit, an addiction, an old pattern, in fact, anything we are thinking of releasing for the dark moon, and feel resistance in doing, we have a big dose of covert resistance. We must battle the second kind of resistance like we would battle a crafty and terrible enemy. We must raise our shields and sharpen our swords and have a strategy to remove the resistance. In fact, we must flow through it. It's a battle we might have to fight more than once, but we will be resistant and vigilant and fight it we will. For when we win, and it says we will win, the rewards are great. So it says, why do we resist things we say we want? Sometimes we don't really want those things. Most times we are frightened about what might happen if we get what we have asked for. What will people think? Will we lose our friends and family if we rise? Will it be for nothing if we try and fail? But we must be willful, and we must have courage. We must repeat to ourselves, this is what I really want for me. Yes, I'm worth it. And then stand up straight and put on our crown of sovereignty for our own lives and go to battle. Alright, then we have number 27. Let it go. It is time to release anything that does not serve you. Old negative habits do not engage you anymore, as the payoff is not enough. You are ready to make room for bigger, brighter, and more aligned things. I freely release what I no longer need. There's a payoff if we decide to finally release something that we no longer need. The payoff is as individual as you are. There will be a universal feeling of making space for something new. The secret is to effectively release what no longer serves you. In fact, knowing that the payoff will be indeed worth it, which makes it super important to know what the positive payoff may be. For example, giving up a habit such as smoking, which we know detrimental to your body as is, has payoffs. But the most important payoff is for you, may be different for someone else who is giving up the habit, but it needs to be clear to your mind, body, and spirit. You may give up so that your body feels healthier, generally, or that so your children around you aren't exposed to it. Okay, keeps talking about that. Yes, this is like release, which we already know that from the card, but still reading it anyways. Take advantage of this time of abundance. It is all around you. Possibility and opportunity are everywhere. You are open and responsive to the abundance around you. There's enough for everyone. It says, I'm abundant and surrounded by opportunity. The hunter moon is a traditional moon of plenty. It is when game was at its most plentiful, so people would not go hungry. The moon was large and bright in the sky, and in some cases deep orange. And there was a great deal of light to go hunting well into the evening. Our ancient ancestors couldn't just go off to the supermarket to buy what they needed to eat. Meat didn't come on trays and wrapped in plastic. Eggs were gathered. Warm clothing was made from skins, the same animals that were hunted for meat. Nothing was wasted. This abundance was part of a cycle just like any other. It wasn't present all the time, so this was the time of year. It was to be taken advantage of while the going was good. The barrenness of winter would soon return. Hunters had to be prepared. They had to have their weapons ready and their tracking skills honed. As modern people, we are less used to the natural cycles of plenty and barrenness because most of us have stepped away from growing food in the natural environment. However, these cycles are still there, even if we are not a part of them consciously. This moon normally rises in October in the northern hemisphere, and so was before the winter snows. Okay, Sagittarius, so that's all I have. Let's get some runes, some charms yourself. So you have horse. We have Virgo, so you could have those placements or one around you. We have this moon, dragon, star, obviously connecting with the moon because we're using these moon cards here. The dragon, alright, dragon could be Chinese zodiac sign. Other dragon could be power, strength, good luck, prosperity, supernatural power, so we have the star on it. So you're connecting with the stars as well, Sagittarius. Now, a star, that can be Aquarius, you could have those placements, or like I said, one around you. Star can also be wishing upon a star, Sagittarius. And we have this moon beetle connecting with the moon quite heavily, and the stars once again, because we have the stars on it. The night sky, we have Anubis. We have the green man, which you're connecting to, and that's blanket. There's a successful completion here, Sagittarius. So, that's all I have for you. Like I said, first link in the description down below for personal reading. Also, go to my Etsy shop. Go ahead and go buy something. Really appreciate that. If you want to see more content, don't forget to like, subscribe. Bye, guys.